Hey guys, in this session we're going to be looking at equations in fraction form. So let's get started. So this is the first question that we're going to have a look at. Now if you'd actually been following my videos, you know that there's quite a few ways of doing this. So on the side here, I'm going to show you guys one way of how to do this. Okay, so we've got 2x over 3 minus x over 2 equals 4. So one way of doing it is finding out the lowest common multiple between 3 and 2. That's 6, which means I'm going to multiply the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. And on this side, numerator by 3 and denominator by 3. When I do this, I get 4x over 6 minus 3x over 6 equals to 4. Now 4x over 6 minus 3x over 6 is x over 6, which equals to 4. And therefore x is equal to 6 times 4, which is 24. Now that's one way of doing this. The other way that I'm going to show you guys is it becomes quite handy, especially if you're struggling with lowest common multiples. So what I'm going to do is, see how that there's a 3 below 2x right here. That 3, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply with each of these other terms. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3. So I'm going to multiply this term by 3, this term by 3, and this one by 3 as well. Now when I do that, what happens is the 2 3's here cancel out each other. Sorry about that. That would be my dog making its way through his doggy door. Anyway, where are we? So what I do after that is, the next step is I rewrite it as 2x minus 3x over 2 equals 4 times 3, which is 12. Now I want to get rid of the 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by 2. So I'm going to multiply this by 2, I'm going to multiply this by 2, and I'm going to multiply this by 2. What happens is these 2 disappear, and I'm left over with 2 times 2x is 4x minus 3x equals 12 times 2 is 24, which means 4x minus 3x is x, so therefore x is equal to 24. So as you can see, same answer for both ways. Doesn't matter which way you choose. But like I said, this method comes in quite handy when we do questions later on. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. So something like this, I mean, you can again do it the old-fashioned way, but I'm going to show you guys the new method, which is I want to get rid of this 5, so I'm going to multiply every term by 5. And when I do that, these two 5's cancel out, and I'm left over with 2x minus 6 times 5 is 30 equals 5 times 5 is 25, so that'll be 25x over 2. Next, I want to multiply everything by 2 because that's in the denominator, and I want to get rid of that 2. When I do this, I'm going to get 2x times 2 is 4x minus 30 times 2 is 60, and of course the 2's cancel out, and I'm left over with 25x. So rearranging this, I'm going to get negative 60 equals 25x minus 4x, which is negative 60 equals 21x. Therefore, x is equal to negative 60 over 21. Now, we can actually simplify this further, and I'm going to get negative 20 over 7 as my answer. And I'm just going to leave it like that, folks. Okay, so if you were doing the old-fashioned method, what you have to do is you would have had to rearrange. So you would have had to write something like minus 6 equals 5x over 2 minus 2x over 5, and then kind of go about that way, finding the lowest common multiple and so on. But like I said, I'm going to stick with this method here, yeah? Okay, next question. So with this question, I've got 5, 2, and 3. So I'm going to multiply everything by 5. So that by 5, and that by 5. What happens is my 2 5's cancel out, and I've got x plus 2 plus 5 times x minus 3 divided by 2 equals 5 over 3. So next number I want to get rid of is the 2. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2. So that by 2, this by 2, and this term by 2 as well. When I do this, I'm going to get 2 x plus 2. My two 2's cancel out here. Then I've got 5x minus 3 equals 10 over 3. Now I need to get rid of the 3. So I'm going to multiply, as the denominator is 3, I'm going to multiply the numerator by 3, this term by 3, and this one by 3 as well. And what ends up happening is I get 6, because 3 times 2 is 6, x plus 2 plus 5 times 3 is 15, x minus 3, and my two 3's cancel out, and I'm left over with 10. Now I can expand the brackets, so 6x, and then 6 times 2 is 12, plus 15 times x is 15x, 15 times negative 3 is negative 45, and that equals to 10. So 6x and 15x is 21x, minus 45 plus 12 is negative 33, and that equals to 10. So I've got 21x equals 10 plus 33, which can be written as 21x equals 43, and x is equal to 43 over 21. And so that's my final answer for this one. So you might be wondering why we've been doing that method. And that's because when we start getting with x's in the denominator, and I guess this is where doing this method really helps out. So I want to get rid of the 3x first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply every term by 3x. Alright, when I do that, what happens is 3x and 3x cancels out here, leaving just 4. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. And watch what happens here. I don't actually need to, because x is in the denominator and then x is in the numerator, I can get rid of each of them, and I'm left over with just 6 over 5. Now what I can do is multiply, because the denominator is 5 here, I can multiply everything by 5. So that'll be multiplied by 5, that's multiplied by 5, and that's multiplied by 5. Which means I've got 4 times 5, which is 20, negative 6x times 5, which is negative 30x, and my two 5's cancel out, leaving just 6. So rearranging this, I get negative 30x is equal to 6 minus 20. Negative 30x then equals to negative 14, and then x is equal to negative 14 over negative 30. Or I can simplify it as positive 7 over 15. And folks, that is basically how you work out this particular type of question. Alright, I've got one more question for you guys, and maybe you guys can try it by yourself. So pause the video and try it by yourself. And that is this question here. So just follow the same method that I've been showing you guys, and I'll go through the answer in a couple of seconds. Alright, I'm hoping you've had a chance to look at it. So in this case, I want to get rid of the 5 first. So I'm going to multiply everything by 5. So 5 there, and 5 there. When I do this, my first two 5's cancel out each other, and I'm left with x plus 2 plus 5 times x minus 3 divided by 2 plus 5 times x over 3 equals 5 over 3. Now, because I've got two 3's, I'm actually going to try and get rid of the 3's first. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3. Okay. And when I do that, going back to here, I've got 3 multiplied by x plus 2 plus 5 times 3 is 15. So I've got 15 x minus 3 over 2. Two 3's cancel out, and I'm left over with 5x. Two 3's cancel out, and I'm left with just 5. Now the last thing I need to get rid of is the 2. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2. So multiply the first term by 2, second by 2, third by 2, and the last term by 2. When I do that, I get 6 x plus 2. In my second term, the two 2's cancel out, and I'm left with 15 x minus 3 plus 10x, and that is all equal to 10. So now I need to expand the brackets. So I've got 6x plus 12 plus 15x minus 45 plus 10x equals 10. So collecting my like terms, I've got 6, 15, and 10. So that is 31x minus 33, because negative 45 and 12 is negative 33, equals 10. So I've got 31x equals 10 plus 33. Got 31x then equals to 43, and x is equal to 43 over 31. Alright guys, that's basically it for this. I know it was supposed to be a short video, but quite a long video, but just wanted to cover a few different types of questions as well. Alright, that's about it, folks. So if you have any questions or comments, just pop it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.